Hi, in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the Azure App Service. Azure App Service is a fully managed platform as a service for building web application and REST service. So, App Service it has the first class support of ASP.NET, ASP.NET Core, Java, Ruby. You can bring any kind of language into this platform, and you can also run PowerShell script and other scripts as an executable background into the service. So let's go and explore the Azure App Service. To start with, you need an Azure subscription. So if you don't have an Azure subscription, you can go into the azure.microsoft.com and go and create a new Azure subscription for free. So basically, you will be getting a 30 days trial account with $200 credit. It's pretty much good to explore all the services in the Azure. So for my case, actually, I already have a subscription. I'm going to sign in with my account. So let me use my email ID. I'm going to log in this to this account. I want to stay into this account. And if you see, I have enabled a multi-factor authentication for this account. So I need to verify the code from my existing Gmail ID. So let me get the code. So all right. So I have verified my account. And if you see here, when you landed into the Azure portal, so this is what you will be seeing here. You can see a subscription. The first thing you need to verify, you need to have a subscription. Need to start with. I have a free trial account here. So in this, I'm going to search for the app service. If you see here, I can already see an app service. In case if you are not seeing this app service, you can go and search from the search bar. I can go and search for the app service. And I'm going to create a new app service. So here and select your subscription in case you have multiple subscriptions. I'm going to create a new resource group. A resource group is nothing but a logical container of all your resource. So I'm going to name this resource group as RG Web App. And let's name this web app. So if the web app is going to reach out with the Azure domain, so let's name it as my tech feed. Need to be unique actually. So the tech feed is been it looks like techfeed.azurewebsite.net is been available, and you can publish this web app into the code or a Docker container or a static web app. So I'm just going to go to select with the code, and then you need to select the runtime stack. So these are all the supported runtime stack you can see. So either it can deploy a .NET or a .NET framework, Go, Java, Node, PHP, Python, and the list goes on, right? So now I'm going to select the .NET Core. If you see the .NET Core support both Linux and Windows operating system. So this is a PaaS offering. You don't necessary to be having access to the underlying operating system, but this PaaS offering will be hosted on one of the Microsoft Linux or a Windows operating system. And if you go and select the .NET 4.8, so it is not supported in Linux and it's been only supported to the Windows. And if you see the Golan, it's currently supported in Linux and it's not supported in Windows. So let's go and select this .NET 6, and you need to select Windows plan. So basically, all the app service need to be run in an app service plan. So the app service plan, you need to select the app service plan, what kind of plan you are going to select for that. So let's go and select this into the Linux one and explore the pricing plan. I'm just going to explore the pricing plan. So all right, so here you can see the pricing plans, what all the pricing plans available in an Azure app service. So you have a free plan. You don't need to pay anything for that, but you have a cap of usage that you can use 60 minutes per day. And then come with the basic plan. So the basic plan is pretty much good for your dev and test purpose. So it come with an 1.75 GB of memory and 10 GB of storage, right? So, and it's cost around 1,000 rupees in INR, right? So, and the list goes on. So if you see that Microsoft already grouped this, so based upon your dev and production load, for the dev, you can use any of this like free to basic B1, B2, and B3. And for your production workload, you can consider using based upon your application load, you can consider premium V2 to V3. So that have the memory of ranging from 3.5 to 14 GB, right? And you can run multiple instances and you have the isolated environment. So if you have any restricted application, you can go and select. For in this case, I'm just going to select the basic version, and I'm going to select the basic version here. So I need to show you one more option here for selecting the app service plan. Let's explore this, learn more about app service pricing. So if you come here actually, so if you have a requirement of like a custom domain, if you want to use a custom domain or you need to integrate with a virtual network, then you need to consider the basic and above plan, right? So because the free and shared version not support the virtual network connectivity. So if you are looking to connect to a private network, to connect back to an on-prem or a multi-cloud kind of environment. So in that case, you can go and consider the basic and above version, right? So so definitely the free version. If you are planning to use a custom domain, then the free tier will not support that as well, right? So all right, so let's go and continue our by selecting the basic version here. I'm going to select and I'm going to continue. So, and the next option is the zone redundancy. So, if you want your app to be have a high availability, then you can go and enable this option. So, basically, it is going to create minimum 3 instances of your app service plan. So, and it is been distributed into the different zone, and the availability of your app is been the high availability has been ensured there. So in my case, I'm not going to enable that. I'm just going to disable and continuing on that. So now let's next go to the deployment option. So here you can go and enable the deployment option. So basically, if your source code is in a GitHub or in an Azure repo, you can authenticate and you can automate the deployment, a workflow will be created in the GitHub, and whenever there is a check-in, and you can automate the deployment process. So right now I am not going to enable this. This is the basic introduction of the app service. So the next I'm going to select the networking. So here, if you want to enable the networking, so I'm just going to keep this as for this demo, just keep it as off. And the monitoring part. So here all the monitoring of your applications, like the application metrics and logs, you can enable this actually, and it's going to create an application insight. It's going to capture all your application logs and telemetric information. So right now I'm not going to set this on. Let's set it off. And we have the tagging. So to tagging to identify the resource, which environment or which line of business. This will be more useful when you generating the report for your billing. So if you want to segregate the resource based upon the environment or the line of business or the application, so it is very useful feature. You can consider using the tag. So now let's go and review and create this app service. So it's take a while to create this app service plan. All right, so our deployment is in progress, and if you see here, the deployment has been completed. So, and if I go to the resource, I can see the app service is been running, and I can access this app service using this techfeed.azure website.net, and you can see this is been running inside an app service plan. So if I click on this URL, it's opened the basic uh, template for an Azure app service. And you can see all this basic information from this app service overview page, like the HTTP data in, data out, what's the request and response time. So all the basic telemetry information, you can get it from the overview page. And this is the app which we created. So all right, so that's all about this basic introduction about the web app. So in the upcoming video we can see the more features of the web app, how we can able to add a custom domain and how we can able to link it to the VNet.